This conference will now be
So
recorded.
OBJ open method is used to fetch single record from the table. So if you want to fetch one single record from a table, then you can use OBJ open method. So after you open record, it is going to be in the page format on the clipboard. So I told you the template also, how to deal with it and all. Okay, let's go ahead and work on a business requirement to perform a customer search by using OBJ open method. So let's create a user interface form. Write down, create a document for this. I think I created a document. Did I? This is a continuation, right? Only data type we are done, right? So OBJ open practical continuation, right? What is this 360? 590? 595. Okay, OBJ open practical continuation we are going to do now. And let's create a UI form for this. Already we created data type, right? We created data type. Here you go now. Data types. Customer. What is the data type that we created? Customer. So let's go with customer data type. Driving license. I'm sorry, it's not customer search, then it is maybe vehicle search. I mean, like driver information. Records. This is the when you search by license number, it should have to display all the driver details. Let's go ahead now, and this is up to this, it is been done. Let's create a section or a page in the work class. Otherwise, we can create entire screen and we can make changes. Just hold on. But we want a little bit of customization for this. We'll create sections in data classes, multiple, and access them into work classes. You know the process how to create in data class and access into work classes. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time. I'll use a page and create here itself. This one is easy. Okay, so create page property. Create page property. You are aware of it, you can do it. Anyhow, both will be ultimately clipboard structure will be same. Okay, and here you go now. Right click on this, go to case type class, right click on this, create data model, and then property, page property. This is driver search, right? Driver. Okay, driver search. Okay, license ID section. First one, I'm going to create separate sections. First one is license ID section. I'm creating separately. This is not our application. What is the context? Vehicle insurance. So what? That's okay. Context is correct. Page. Okay, this is single page, and this is SBI data driver's license. This context is correct. There is no problem. Save. Done. I have got a page created in the work class. Okay, vehicle insurance class. Now create two sections. Okay, one after the other I'll create. Look at here. I'll be creating section 1, create user interface section, and this is license ID. Sorry, is that what you are saying? Name of the section? Page, right? I'm getting confused. Hold on. So let me delete this. I'll create again. This is not section. Property, and this screen I'll change. License page, right? Driver's license page. I'm giving like this, driver's license page. I'll change the screenshot here, and further screenshots also I'll change. And this is the one you should be choosing. The other property, I think wrong name I have given. Now I'm going to create a section. Here you go. Now let me delete this. Okay, so let me create section now. Okay, I'm going to create a section. So I created one page where the page name is driver's license page. Okay, and this is license ID section. Only for ID part I am creating a separate section. Here you go. I think this screenshot was given already. Still start section, and the section convert to full section editor, and I want to add only one control, that is text input control. Text input, and here you go. Text input, double click on this, driver license page dot license ID, license number. Okay, this is the property I'm going to use. License number. User will enter license number here, and he will click on a button. That button I'll place somewhere else. Okay, this is, I'm going to change the type stack with labels left. Otherwise, inline grid double me item. That's up to you. Inline grid double are stacked with labels left. That's up to you. And here you go. I'm making it mandatory field. How do you make it mandatory? Required always, you are aware of it. Okay, and enter your license number below. Display header and title. Enter license number below. License number below, and here you go. Save this. Done, completed. Next, create driver information section. Driver information section. Let's go ahead and create a driver information section now. Here, create user interface section, and here you go, driver information, drivers info section. And again, same thing, like you have to add multiple controls here. What are the different properties we have? Based on that, how many we have to add? Driver name, age, license type, license issue date, expiry date, correct? And you can add more number of properties if you wish to add. And here you go now. Drivers, driver name, driver age, license type, driver name, driver's age, license type, drop down or radio button, which one? And at the time of display, actually you don't need to bother about displaying it like a drop down or something. At the time of display, you can display it like a plain paper, right? That is fair enough. You can go to even data display. Here you see there is text. Okay, suppose I'll show you, just hold on. So if you choose text, or you can use text input and make it read only, that is also okay. Here you can choose a property, the value of the property will get displayed. So it is better we go with this. So add text properties, add properties, text control. We will change it if there is any issue further. So how many times? 5 are there, right? Because I want to display everything just in a read-only format for now. Later, if I want to collect the details, I will have to create a separate screen. Okay, and here you go. Map each control to property. Double click on this, and here you go. Driver license page dot driver name. First one is driver license page dot driver name. And what about the second one? driver age, and remaining things. Next one. What is that? Issue date. Last one. So submit this, and here you go now. Here is drivers information. Completed. So I created one screen where I want to display the driver's data. Okay. Next, what will be the clipboard structure? Given if you take it into flow action and make it part of transaction model, the screen which I have created, what will be the clipboard structure for this?
Page.
So if it is part of the transaction, this UI, everything is part of transaction. And if I make it available part of transaction and I make a transaction, I enter some information here. And what will be the clipboard structure for this?
Page.
Under that, page name. What is the page name?
Page, driver license page.
Driver license page. On that you have all the properties that you should know. And next, create a parent section. One more section. Create a final search section. Create a final search section. Okay, let's create a final search section. Right click on this, create user interface section. And what is this? Drivers search section, right? Driver search section. We are going to search for the driver by license number. Driver search section. And here you go now. How to embed sections into section? You are aware of it? By using embed section that you are aware of. First, I'm going to add a section. What is it? Embed section option. This is ID section, license ID section. Next, I'm going to add a button. Add a button. On click of this button, search should happen. Okay. Next, what is the next one? Details. Where is it? Driver information section. Understand? At runtime, it may show up the details. Okay. Save. Up to here, only design part is completed. Create flow action also. But you should clearly know about the clipboard structure of this entire UI. Okay. Next, create flow action. Let me create a flow action now. Process and then flow action. Name of the flow action. What is the name? Drivers. I'm sorry. Drivers search flow action. Create and open. And here you go. Driver search section. Save. Now create an activity. Create an activity to search for drivers information based on license number and display the data in the UI. This is what we are going to do. Okay, here you go now. This is the section. Where should I call the activity? Suppose if I create a search activity, where should I call it? I can create here. I call here.
On
Where should
click
I
of
click off this button? So you can start creating from here itself. What you can do? Go to button cell properties of the button, change it, search. What is that? Search. You can change the appearance to be strong, means it will be visible. And here you go, on click, display refresh. And what should I do now? Activity. Write the activity name. What is the activity name? Drivers search activity. Okay, driver search is going to perform what? Driver search. Click on edit icon to create it. Okay, click on edit icon to create. So you know the general regular navigation, but this navigation is the perfect one because it will automatically take all the properties, everything in the respective classes. Okay, here you go now. So now you should know about what are the steps that you wanted to write. This activity will get executed on click of the button. You will enter license number in the UI and then you click on the button. This activity starts running. The purpose why you are creating this activity is it should take the ID value that you entered in UI. Taking that value, it should search the license table and it will retrieve the data. Retrieved data should be again displayed in the UI. This is what it has to do. So for all that, first OBJ open template you are aware of, right? SBI data, what is that? Driver's license class, table class. I'm defining a page. And then you want parameter, license ID, parameter I am just making it a parameter available. Okay, steps tab. First method. What is the first method I'm going to do here is page new, param.license ID. I'm sorry. What is that? Temp page. Temp page, create temp page. Create temp page. You do it. Next. What is next thing? OBJ open. OBJ open onto temp page. Open data onto temp page. Open class. What is the open class? And what is the property? See the property which you have entered in UI. So tell me, the UI we already created, right? You enter a property and if it is posted to clipboard, what is the clipboard structure for that user interface property? So the value you need to pass is what you have entered in UI, correct? What is that value? Exact clipboard structure.
Dot license ID.
You make page
dot driving license page dot license ID. This is the one. License. Wait, license spelling the process. License ID. License numbers. Actually, this has to be written, correct? But I'm not going to directly use this. What is the reason I am not going to use it? Because I have already defined a parameter. Means the value what is entered in UI, I'll be passing to this parameter. Okay, so param dot license ID, and on this side it is straightforward. Just please mute. This side license number directly in the table license number. So you are going and keep on muting, and again the respective person, other person is unmuting. I don't know why. Do you want to ask anything? Okay, see here, OBJ open. I want to open with the ID value that you have entered in the UI. But what am I going to do? The ID value entered in UI, I am just passing it. So I'll use parameter. So where class key is license number. With the execution of this step, data will be retrieved onto clipboard onto which page? Temp page. From temp page, I want to display in UI. Assign the data from temp page to UI related page. What was it? So for that, I can do page copy, right? Okay, page copy directly I'll do, because here the both information on both pages will be same. Temp page. So I want to copy it from temp page. See, whenever you are writing temp page in the step page, again there is no need to give here. It will automatically take it from page as temp page. But for your better understanding, I'm writing that just for, but actually you don't need. What is the page onto which I have to copy the data? What is the page?
Driver license.
Primary dot driver license. What is primary here? In this context, it is py work page, correct?
So use property settings.
Primary dot. Am I audible clearly, everyone? Every one of you, am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to take the data of temp page and assign back to UI. I'm doing that. Page remove, right? Page remove, temp page remove, temporary page. So with the execution of this step, temporary page which is created in between will get removed. Completed. Okay, this is the activity finally we have. And where should I call this activity? Section. Go back to section. Choose the activity again. What is happening? Now it is asking for the parameter value. What is the parameter value? You don't need to take primary in case when you are passing like this. Directly you are going to give this. Understand, everyone clear? This is a value which is entered in UI. The value entered in UI, I am passing it to parameter, and the parameter I am using in the submit this, save, completed. So now create a case and test it. I did not call it anywhere, right? Did I call it anywhere? Let's do one thing.
No, you're not called.
Creative flow.
Case type and add a new stage. Case type and add a new stage. Where is it? Just hold on. Flow action is also created, right? Already. Case type, and in the case type vehicle insurance, we just add a new stage and create this. Add here before this. After vehicle information, we thought of taking license information, right? So this is driver's information. Drivers information. You can say info. As you're saying everything info, you can say info. I want this to be this description. Drivers info. Save. So after you save this, here you can add a step. Collect details. Collect details. Okay, driver details. What is that? Driver details. Save. Done. So this is an empty step. I did not configure the view. So what should I do now? I already have a flow action created just now, right? Now open driver flow, comma, call the flow action. Call the flow action. I'll open this driver's flow, call the flow action. The 3. Okay, so you know how to call the flow action, right? So here you go, driver search flow action. Okay, but we are not going to manually enter the data. We are going to get it by search process. In future business requirements, we'll be changing it to a web service. That is the future. But as of now, we will just retrieve it from a table. Done. Completed. Now create a case and test it. So I'll directly go to driver information screen. Change the stage. Okay, this is the screen which we are expecting. Okay, I will apply the visibility conditions later. Okay, not now, but license number. Let's try to find out the existing license number. Let me close everything. There's so much. The one which is already present, I wanted to use that and search it. Where is it? L1234. Okay, L1234. And then click on what? Click on search. So let's trace it. Before you proceed to do it, let's trace it. Settings. And I have only my rule sets. That is fair enough. Less information will be there. And click on search. So the moment you search, let's go to tracer. Everything good? Okay, everything good. And in the UI also, dates are not coming. What is the reason? Let's try to find out the reason why dates are not coming here. Done. Oh, dates are coming. Okay, but okay, license date, it is coming in 2 lines. We can maximize. That's not a big deal. And here you go now. So this is the information that we wanted to retrieve. Okay. And what did we do in order to implement this? So in the activity, on click of this button, this value we have taken and searched by using OBO. Data that is being retrieved onto temp page, we are assigning back to the page which we have used in UI. Make sense, everyone? Clear? Additional to this requirement, we are going to look at this way. See, whenever I create a case and go to driver's information screen, here you go, change stage, choose a stage, driver information, submit, and here, this is what the screen that we are expecting. This layout is visible, correct? This layout is visible. I don't want this layout to be visible. At the very beginning, I don't want this layout to be visible. So how do I handle that? You need to use visibility conditions, when rules, all that you are aware of. Now, user is going to enter a driving license number and then search. Suppose this number is found in the table, then results should be displayed as it is, how it is visible now. In case the number that he is trying to search, user trying to search, is not available, then the details should be displayed like this. What are the details to be displayed? The ID value which you're searching, so and so ID value does not exist in the table. This is the message I want to display. Okay, everyone clear? So how do you handle that? By using visibility conditions. But how do you, okay, so when a search is being performed, system should know ID present in the table or not. So is it going to happen only after search or before search? System should know about it after search only, correct? After search, system will be able to understand whether it is available or not. Based on what factor it is going to understand that. So that's what we need to focus on now. Now the next topic is related to activities. Again, when rules and activities, and OOTP when rules related to activity steps. Look at here. When I was searching for an ID which is already present in the table, you can see the status is good everywhere. But what is the difference when you search with an ID which is not present in the table? What is the difference?
Choose fail.
The status of the step is failed. This is what we are going to look at now. So we are going to look at understanding about the concept of exception handling plus when rule set activities. What is the concept now? exception handling, when rules and activity steps, and also method status. 3 topics together we are going to discuss. One is exception handling using activity. What else? When rules at activity steps. Those are pre and post conditions. Pre and post condition. This is second point. And third one is method status. Method or step status. Or good, fail, war, like this. There are many things. Good one, like this we have. Okay, these are the 3 topics together we are going to discuss. Okay, so first I will tell you about this one. First I'll tell you about when rules and activity steps as pre and post condition. Okay, look at here. I'll close this. Further business requirement we will work on it after we discuss about these technical aspects. Here you go now. Let me open the activity. This is the activity. Okay, it can be any activity. See, if you look at the activity, in this activity we have 4 different steps. For each of the steps, you have at the very beginning of the step when. What do you have? Loop, I'll tell you later. You have at the very beginning of step when. At the end of the step, what do you have? Jump. But this is also when. Actually, they're giving it a jump, but this is also when. See here. So if I click on this, it says enable conditions before this action, means before this step gets executed. What are the conditions that you wanted to verify? So that conditions to give, you can enable this option. So here you can use the when rule. When rule can be called from activity before the steps. This is called as precondition. What do you call this? Precondition. It can be anything. Okay, the condition can be is of your wish. Here you go. I have chosen condition 1. Is it only one condition I can choose as a precondition? No. It can be even more than one. Click the down arrow. And here you go. Second one. And click the down arrow. Here you go. Third one. And like this, how many conditions you can add? There is no limitation. As per your requirement, you can add a number of conditions. So as a precondition, at a step, at one single step, you can add multiple conditions. And what about remaining 4? Here also you can add conditions. But when would you go for adding condition? It depends on your business requirement. So, and now here you go. Similarly, at the activity step ending, you have an option called jump. Click on jump. There you have enable condition after this action. Here also you can call a number of conditions. A number of conditions like this. That can be any condition of your wish. Understand, everyone clear? So like this, in an activity, at each and every step, before and after the step, we can use when rules. Okay, these are called as precondition and post condition. So now the when rules at precondition gets executed before the step gets executed. So first all these when conditions will get executed. So based on the respective action you have chosen, whether the step to be executed or not. Okay. So now when rules here gets executed before the step execution, and when rules here at the jump gets executed after the step execution is finished. Everyone clear with this point? Online resources. Every one of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now I will explain you about what are the appropriate actions that you need to take. See, whenever you are going to use condition, possibly if it is true, you wanted to perform some action. If it is false, you would like to perform some action. What are the possible actions that Pega has provided at activity steps? For a true, you can choose some combination. For a false, you can choose any combination. That's as per your requirement. Now you see here, if a condition satisfied or not satisfied, in either of the cases you have continuance. So I'm going to explain about these options. What is the meaning of these options? Okay, whether true or false, accordingly you can choose any of these options. Okay, that is up to you. See, continuance, what does it mean? Continuance means if the condition is satisfied, if true, I said continuance. If true continuance means if this is successfully been executed and true, it results true, continue to the next when condition. Understand? Again here also, if true continuance, what will happen? It will go to next one. If true continuance, what will happen? Next one. Here also continuance. What will happen now? There is no further when condition, right? If there is a when condition further, the next when condition will get executed. Else, I mean, like, there is no further when condition here, it will execute the step. It will execute the step. Okay, I'll tell you. See here, I'm going to remove all four. And now, if true continuance, I said, what will happen now? Is there any when condition further? No, it will execute the step. If there is a when condition, further when condition will get executed. Else, step will get executed. So here I'm choosing skip step. What is going to happen now? If this condition is satisfied, it will continue once means it will execute the next step as there is no further when condition. Else, it is going to skip step. What is the meaning of skip step? The execution of the step will be ignored by the process. Everyone clear with this? Even online resources.
Yes, sir.
Everyone of you, are you clear?
Yes.
Execution of step means page new step will be ignored, Harsha.
Whatever the step on which you are choosing this condition, that particular step execution will be ignored. It won't get executed because I have given it the precondition. Precondition, I have given when condition. If true, I said okay, proceed forward. Else, no, skip the execution of this particular step. That's what I'm instructing the process command. Understand? Now I'm going to add one more step here. See here, one more when condition I have added, and here I'm going to choose like this. Skip step. Okay, this is what I have chosen. Okay, so now what will happen? Given this condition is satisfied, it will continue once, meaning that it will execute the next when condition. So next when condition will get executed, and if next when condition is also satisfied, it will go to step execution. Look at here now. I've changed it like this. If this condition is satisfied, it will go to next when condition. Else, what I'm giving? Skip once. Skip once means there is no need to execute further when condition, proceed to execute the step. Skip once means it is related to skip further when conditions. That is the meaning. Skip once means skip further when conditions. Further when conditions are going to get skipped, and thus the activity step will get executed. Understand? You understand what is the difference between continuance and skip once? Continuance means the further when conditions will get executed if at all there are present. When conditions present. Skip once means further when conditions will be ignored and proceed to execute the step. Skip step means ignore the execution of the respective step. All of you are clear with the three? Respond on charting window.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, look at here. Exit activity, you can easily guess. What is the option exit activity means?
Come out of the activity.
It will come out of the activity completely. It won't execute any steps. Wherever it is, if you choose exit activity is encountered, it will come out. That is very easy to understand. Next one, I'll tell you, look at here. Jump to later step. I'm choosing what? Jump to later. When I choose this, I'll give a label. I'll give a, for example, L1. For example, L1. L1 I have given. So from this particular step, it will jump to L1 step. Where is L1 step? I did not write so far. I have to write L1 here somewhere. As per your requirement, at what step you wanted to write, you can write. If this condition is not satisfied, it is going to jump to L1 step in the forward direction. It won't work in the backward. So it will jump from step 1 to step 4 by leaving in between steps. As per your requirement, you can use these options. You know about continuance, you know about skip once, you know about skip step, exit activity, jump to later step by a specified label. There is another one called exit iteration. That is with for loops. Okay, whenever you have for loops, one iteration you wanted to ignore based on something, then it will ignore the iteration and go with next iteration. We'll come to when rules later. Okay, and now you can choose the conditions like this at pre as well as post. At pre as well as post. At post condition, there won't be any exit iteration. Why? Okay, no problem, leave it. I'll tell you later. Because already step will be executed, then what is the meaning of exit iteration? Even they have to remove skip step also. I don't know why they are making it available. Already step is executed. After the step execution finished, then only jump will, when conditions at jump will get executed. Correct? Okay. So we will be working on this. We will be using this in the next business requirement. Okay. Everyone clear about pre and post conditions? Every one of you online. Pre-condition and post-condition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, furthermore, do you have any question? Anyone has any question? See, I don't need to ask you like, do you have any question like that? If I ask you, are you clear? That means if you have any question, you could ask. Okay, here you go now. See, for in the activities, the methods that you are using, every method is going to return a status. Every method is going to return a status after the execution is finished. That status you can see on the tracer. What is the status? Good, fail. Similarly, there is another status, WARN, one, which will be coming in yellow color. One means yellow color. Red fail means red color. Good is normal, green. Okay, normal. Whatever the color, white color is there, that's it. And there are other when rules also, other returns also, like good one, like that, but we don't need it much. See here, mainly we are going to focus on good and fail. Okay, warning is also not that much required, but you might be using if required in your business development. Here you go now. See, every method, first step is executed. Here there will be a return value by the method. That return value we call it as step status. What do you call it? Method status you call, and also we call it as step status. See, the return value by the method px method status. There is an OOTP property. What is the property name? Px method status in CodePega thread class. This property will be set with a value at the respective step. Once the step execution is finished, there will be one property that will be set with a value internally in Pega. What is the property name? Px method status. The value of this property can be either good or fail or one or good one, like this. Can be anything. That value, what is being set, you can see on the tracer. You can see on the tracers. Just now I showed you, right? Good, fail, and all. You can see on the tracer. Now, with this property, if I create a when rule, px method status is equal to good. What does it mean? The execution of the respective step of that method is being successfully executed. Suppose at the respective step, my condition is px method status is equal to fail. That is satisfied at runtime. What does it mean?
Step execution is
respective
failed.
execution has failed for some reason. Understand everyone clear? Here you go now. See, there are OOTP when rules. Pega has already created using these properties. What are those when rules? Step status.
Step status good.
Here you go. Step status fail. Step status good. Step status good one. Step status one. Step status not found also, maybe, possible. Okay, step status good. Okay, similarly, step status fail. Let me open that. Step status fail. You see here, they have written a function. Otherwise, this will be easy to understand. Px thread dot method status is equal to good. If you wanted to know whether a step is been successfully executed in the activity or not, then I can use this OOTP when rule. I can use OOTP. In order to find out at runtime, in order to find out the respective step execution is successful or not, I need to use one OOTP when rule. What is the when rule? Step status good. Similarly, you have step status fail also. What is the other one? Step status fail. This when condition is also will verify whether the status of the step at method status at a step is return value is fail or not, it will verify. So I can go to activity and I can call step status fail like that here. Those when conditions will be available. Step status fail, step status good. So where should I call? If I want to call either step status fail or step status good, should I be calling it at the precondition or post condition? Where should I call it?
Post condition.
Post condition only. Why should I not be calling it precondition?
Has
Only
not been
after
Only
this
will come to know.
the process commander will come to know whether the step is failing or good or warning. So there's no meaning of calling these when rules in the precondition. Always these when rules you'll be calling a post condition. Using the when rules of step status fail good and jumping to a specified label step, all this process is called as exception handling. What do you call this process? Exception handling. Okay, everyone clear? I will also explain you about logging mechanism. Why should I leave that? See, when a step is actually failing, then it is possible that the system will abruptly end the execution at that place. System is going to abruptly end the execution at the failure place. In order not to abruptly end and display some error messages to the users, you will handle it. If you find, okay, there is a possibility of exception, you write exception handling mechanism. If status fail, jump to a labeled step. At the labeled step, you are going to do something, depends on your business requirement. Okay, in order to avoid displaying PRBC error messages. Okay, understand everyone? So the messages, the failures, you can also write into a file on the server. That file is called as log file. This is very, very important. What do you call that file? Log file. There is no document as of, I think document is there. I'll share it. See here. Everyone look at here. Configure, system, operations, logs. This is the navigation to find out log files. If you go to log files, there are different types of log files. I'll explain you later. But let me go to only telling you about Pega rules logs. Okay, just for your information. Log files, and here you see Pega. What do you see? Pega, there is a link. Click on that link, it will display the information. Here we can write down. Here we can write down the information by ourselves using our activity. I'll do it now. Look at here. Practically, I'll show you so that you can easily understand. Okay, once practical is completed, I'll explain more about log files, little bit more about log files. Everyone clear? So now, in the business requirement that we are going to implement, we are going to use the concept of logging. We are going to use the concept of pre and post conditions and step status fail good like this, and jumping, all that, and also visibility conditions. All this we are going to use. But now let me ask you one question. See, when user enters, let's go to our form, customer search form. When user enters the information here, some ID here, and click on search button, activity will run. This is the activity, correct? This activity will get executed. When this activity is executed, here I can find out whether the OBJ open step is failing or not. I can easily find out. Let's say OBJ open step failed. As a result of that, step status fail. There is one OOTP when rule. Step status fail. Step status fail when rule returns true, the step fails, else it returns false. Understand? Step status good when rule returns true when step status is good. In every other situation, it is going to return false. I will use one of the when condition here, and accordingly I'm going to do exception handling plus exception handling, jumping later step and all. If the status of the step is failing, is there any need of executing page copy further? Is there any need? Online resources.
No.
No.
You should not execute it, right? So we'll jump from this place to this place. That's okay. I've jumped, but my requirement is going to be like this. I will display some other message. I want to display some other message here. In order to make the other message details visible here in the UI, I will be using a paragraph rule embedded into section. Okay, but for that I need to add a visibility condition, right? How do I add visibility condition? What is the condition that I have to use here in the user interface? And dot license number not equal to null at like enter not equal to null. I am entering this value. It will always be not equal to null. I'm already entering the value here, right? When I click on search, obviously it will be not null.
The length of the license number.
Length of the
license number.
not null anna, length 0 anna okate.
We
Is
have
it going to
to
be not null? It is not going to be not. When you click on search, whenever search is being performed, you are not manipulating the value. When it is the case, there is no record found in the table. So it will never be a null value. It will always have a value in the UI, whether because you are entering it, whether the customer present or not, it will have a value for sure. That doesn't work out. Then
have to create a property to get set from activity in case of failure.
License number should not
to
be there.
implement this, we need to follow a logic by ourselves. We have to write it. See, if the step is failing, what would I do is I'm going to jump here somewhere, and here I'd be setting a property. I'd be setting a property that I will be creating. I have not yet been created that. Okay. Let's say the property is true false property. Let's say property name is customer exists. Customer, I'm sorry, license exists. What will be the value in case OBJ open is failed? What will be this value? OBJ open has failed. What should be the value that I have to set for this property is I'm going to set it to false. In case if OBJ open is successfully executed, then I'll set it to true. Based on this property, I will be using in the UI for visibility. Understand? So this is an intermediate property, just an indication property. Just for indication purpose, I am creating one property. This is usually called as flag property. Flag and what do you use a flag? Flag as an indication you will use, right? That's why this is called as flag property. In order to implement the requirement which we are going to do, I will be using a flag property to be set to either true or false at runtime based on the record found in the table or not. And that property I will be using in the UI for visibility condition for the paragraph rule or for the result layout. Understand? Write down business requirement first. You put the heading working with OOTP when rule, working with OOTP when rule, step status fail, working with OOTP when rule, step status fail, comma, exception handling. What is that? Exception handling, comma, exception handling, comma, logging, LOGGING, logging. You can say log files. Working with log files. You can say log files also. Anyhow, visibility conditions is not a big deal. Paragraph rule. Log files, comma, paragraph rule. All this we are going to touch in this business requirement. Okay. Working with OOTP when rules, step status fail, comma, exception handling, comma, log files, comma, paragraph. All this we are going to work with. Anyhow, visibility conditions are there that you are aware of. Write down business requirement. Make changes to driver search screen. Make changes to driver search screen as described below. Make changes to driver search screen as described below. Make changes to driver search screen as described below. Okay. Chapandi. Em cheyalanunna? What do you want to do? Okay, write down. First point you write down. First point. When driver is being searched by license number, when driver is being searched by license number, when driver is being searched by license number, if If driver information is found in the table, if driver information is found in the table, what should be done? Display
The next sections.
driver information. Display driver information. Display driver information in read-only format. Display driver information in read-only format. We have already done this, but that visibility condition still we need to add. Correct? Visibility condition we did not add for the result. Right. Okay. Done. Next. Else. Else means what? If not found. Else do what? Yeah. Driver information should be invisible, comma, driver information should be invisible, comma, a message to be visible, a new message to be visible. What is the message?
Enter the wrong
Yes.
license number.
Respective license ID is not found, like that. It's up to you, make it something meaningful in real time. Definitely business will give you exact message what to be displayed, so no need to much worry about this message part. Okay. Else driver information should be invisible, comma, what should be visible? A message should be visible. What is that message? It can be anything, something meaningful. Okay, so and so license number not found in the database, or maybe yeah, this not a valid number in particular. Driver record not found. It can be something meaningful. Okay. So to implement this, we are going to create a flag property, means an indication property, which we will set to either true or false. That is going to play the key role in visibility for applying visibility conditions. That we will be doing tomorrow. Okay, everyone clear? So before we do it tomorrow itself, you can try, because I told everything except log message. You can try everything else. Okay, now you know how to use step status conditions and all, right? Jump also I told you. Jump accordingly. In between you set the flag property. OBJ opening success, set the flag property to true, else set the flag property to false. That flag property using the visibility conditions. You add some message field and all, make it visible or invisible accordingly. We'll see tomorrow, but before that, you can give a try by yourself. I'll share you the document. We can wind up for today.